All right. So how's everybody here doing tonight? Hopefully everybody doing well. I see toys here. Let's see. So I guess we're well, it's saying one viewer, but I think we got at least two. I'm hoping, anyways. Um. Yeah. So, anyways, we're just of course gonna wait a few minutes to give some more people time to get in here. Hmm. So, toys, I see you were in here. If you still are, how'd your weekend go? Did you have a good weekend? Hmm. Here we go now, going to the east side. Look at my friends as we start to ride. Fly all night, yeah, we fly all day. Looking now, and you know, hey, hey. Yeah, so basically, for me, went out, did kind of go out on a bit of a walking tour, as it were, to find some stuff that I needed to find. Was on open mic night last night with RJ on Critical Blast's channel. Uh, so that, and then let's see, and then pretty much today, just okay, now it's saying we have two people. That's good. Um, and I do, of course, appreciate any and all likes and shares. That does help with the algorithm. If you can like and share the stream so we can get some more people in here, that'd be appreciated. I do appreciate that. Anyways, I said we're just, and it looks like we may have some lurkers in here. So, hey, Woody. That was quite a discussion on RJ's channel last night. Oh, what, you saw what was going on, Woody? I take it you saw what was going on last night? Boy. At least we're coming up on the 5 minute. Looks like we have at least, well, even though the counter says two, I think technically three. A lot of argument about Comicsgate, and yeah, it was just a lot of it was just drama. A lot of it was just drama, you know. Um, a lot of it was actually between Niobe Comics and John Della Rose, but also, behind the scenes there was issues with another individual who shall not be named here. Let's see. I thought for a while some of them were kidding around, but some of it was quite well. Yeah, there's unfortunately, Woody, and of course, I don't really like to talk too much about it here, obviously, because I like to keep our streams more, pleasant focused. But yeah, there's a certain little rivalry going on there with some people. A lot of argument about whose comics get, who's not. It's a lot of it's real childish, quite honestly. Um, you know, but there's behind the scenes, there was somebody there who, let's just say, and again, I'm not mentioning his name. I'm not mentioning their name. You probably may have heard their name, but we will not mention their name on this channel. Um, but they have a propensity for causing drama. As an individual who has a bit of a habit of going on to other people's streams and sitting there trying to trigger people for their own sadistic enjoyment. And that is just, we're going to try to keep that from happening here, obviously. So, but anyways, aside from that, how was your weekend, Woody? Aside from what we were just talking about there. Here we go now, going to the east side. Look at my friends as we start to ride. All right, well, it looks like we're coming up on 8 minutes now, so I guess it would be a good time to kind of like go over what's on tap for tonight. So basically, we have 10 stories tonight, all of them from CBR. There's three comics. There's three comic stories, and 7 anime stories. Basically, let's see. Oh, here we go. There's so many interesting legal cases going on that you can keep busy on the weekends following them. It was an amazing day at the Kyle trial today. I guess the prosecutors must have bounced back a little, or the defendants must have bounced back a little bit. All right. So, anyways, yeah. So, as I said, we had 3 comic stories to go over, 7 anime related. Well, I guess in a way 8, and we have 11 total because there's also the Toonami story. So, among, of course, the stories include some homages to Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man 300 cover. Let's see, couple of some stuff releasing some artwork. Basically, comics artist Bob Wyacek launches a GoFundMe for glaucoma relief. And then among some of the anime related stories include some um, some announcements on some stuff coming up, including the 4th season of Bungo Stray Dogs. We will learn a little bit about how in fact, let me just do this. Just do this real quick. Yes, here real quick. Live everywhere. There's live all along and breaking my mind. All right, so I just pulled up the info page for tonight's stream. So let me just, and I can just read this off a little bit, of course. So among the news stories include some, as I said, some artwork. You know, let's see, some homages to Todd McFarlane stuff. Some other preview art. Let's see, we already went through all that. And 7 anime stories, as I said. Eternals being compared to an anime in terms of being compared to a Magical Girl anime. Some announcements on some upcoming features, some profile stuff. Um, so basically, without any further ado, then excuse me for a moment. Chloe is barking. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah. So, anyways, so we got a few things, and we just got a third viewer, so that's good. As always, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. So now why don't we go ahead and get going to these articles? Get into these articles here. Alrighty then. So here we got into this first article here. Let's see. All right. Red Sonja and more or pay homage to Todd McFarlane's iconic Amazing Spider-Man 300 cover. For Dynamite Entertainment artist Jamie Biggs creates 3 homage covers of the iconic Amazing Spider-Man number 300 cover by Todd McFarlane. Article by Sean Gribben, published 1 day ago. 3 of Dynamite Entertainment's upcoming issues will feature homage covers to Todd McFarlane's work on Amazing Spider-Man number 300. The key collector issue from 1988 features one of the most famous and recognizable Spider-Man covers ever made. The wall crawler is framed in a circle while wearing the black symbiote suit, surrounded by the number 300, over and over again in red. The cover has seen many homages over the years, the latest 3 coming from artist Jamie Biggs. And Sonia. Quote, I'd been out of comics for quite a few years, and figure hunting at a Walmart, I saw various multiple comic collections polybagged on the end of the action figure aisle. Unquote, Big said, recounting his introduction into comics and his appreciation for Todd McFarlane's work. Quote, the 5-issue run of Todd McFarlane's Torment, in smaller quotes, really grabbed my attention with that iconic first cover. Needless to say, as I ripped open the bag and thumbed through each issue, I knew that these were not my older brother's comic books. Those dynamic poses and all that detail blew my 14 to 15-year-old mind, and I fell back in love with comics that day thanks to Todd McFarlane's work. Unquote. It'd be 4 years later, of course, that Todd McFarlane would be one of the founders of Image Comics. So Big discussed how meeting the renowned artist would only further his love of the trade. Quote, finally meeting Todd at MegaCon in Orlando, Florida in 1996 changed my life yet again. A lot of people say you should never meet your hero, but for me, that day was the greatest of my life and would remain so at least until I married my wife. Then he laughs, in parentheses, laughs. Here's the cover. I think he's special 25th anniversary issue from 19, there's Venom. The symbiote suit. The homage covers of Dynamite Entertainment's Evil Ernie, Nyx, and Red Sonja can be seen above. For those seeking to collect all 3 covers, they will be featured on the front of Evil Ernie number 1, Nyx number 2, and Red Sonja number 3. Of course, these are not the only examples of homage to Amazing Spider-Man number 300. Series like Spawn, Carnage, Venom, Spider-Gwen, Silk, and more have all featured variants that honored McFarlane's work. More recent examples include variant covers to Daredevil number 25 and The Amazing Spider-Man number 49. The variant for Daredevil featured the new Daredevil, Elektra, in the classic pose for a second printing of the issue that featured her first appearance in the Fearless Supersuit. Meanwhile, Spider-Man 49, Legacy issue number 850, featured Norman Osborn's Green Goblin in the same pose. Cutoff for ordering the Evil Ernie cover is November 7th, while the other covers will soon be available for comic shop owners and readers alike to order. So there we go. So that's the finish of that one. Here's the second one we're going to do here. Let me see if there's anything new going on. No, it doesn't look like it. Nobody said it. I guess people are just lurking in the back, I guess. Well, anyways, we'll continue on then. At the 22-minute mark here. Canary co-creator Dan Panosian dropped stunning art from his and Scott Snyder series. Artist Dan Panosian reveals a new look at Canary, his Western series with Scott Snyder from Comixology and Best Jacket Press. Article by Henry Verona, published 7 hours ago. Artist Dan Panosian revealed new interior art from his upcoming series Canary, his first through Best Jacket Press. Canary is an upcoming comic from Panosian and writer Scott Snyder that will be available through Comixology on December 31st, 2021. The book is being produced through Snyder's creator-owned imprint, Best Jacket Press, and is part of the writers' partnership between Comixology and Dark Horse that will see more than half a dozen new titles released by the end of the year. It takes place in the year 1891 in Canary Country, a small town, or Canary County, a small town with a dark substance buried 666 feet beneath the surface. Oh, wow! Dark imagery going on there. This new interior art shows Marshall Holt and an unnamed person mounting their horses and loading their guns, while a shadowy figure watches from a distance. It builds upon a recent preview of the series released by Comixology as part of the platform's Scottober celebration. During the month-long event, Comixology released their first three Best Jacket Press titles. We have Dreams with art by Greg Capullo, Clear with artist Francis Manapul, and Night of the Ghouls with Francesco Francavilla. Let's see. Still only it seems only showing one person. Woody, Toys, you guys still there? You guys, I guess you guys are lurking, right? Announced in July, the partnership between Comixology and Dark Horse will see Snyder release his upcoming Best Jacket Press titles through Comixology with later print editions by Dark Horse. In addition to Canary, the list of Best Jacket Press titles yet to be released in the partnership include Barnstormers with artist Tula Lotte, Book of Evil with art by Jock, Duck and Cover with Raphael Albuquerque and Dudley Dotson, and The Forever Machine with art by Jamal Eagle, Juan Castro, and Christ Sotomayor. Snyder's previous Best Jacket Press title, Noctura with artist Tony S. Daniel, will continue to be published through Image Comics and is not included in the deal. So basically a different company and all that. That's what's been going on there. Unlike many other comics, the distribution model of Canary and the other upcoming Best Jacket Press titles sees print and digital media handled by different publishers. Snyder believes that this is a deal method as it is the ideal method as it values the strength of each platform. Speaking on the subject of print versus digital, Snyder said, quote, "We partnered with Comixology because I genuinely believe that that digital and print have been held in competitive spaces for too long." He also added that print is collectible, tactile, and communal, and people go to the comic book shops for the same reason that they always have, to find other comic fans and get things they love for their shelf. Unquote. In addition to Canary, fans of Panosian's art can celebrate his work in February with the release of Prophet #1 Facsimile Edition. It is being released to coincidence in the 30th anniversary of Prophet's first appearance. In Youngblood #2, unlike school printings or dollar editions, this facsimile will be a direct reproduction of the original comic featuring art by Panosian over layouts by Rob Liefeld. In March, Image Comics will also be releasing a remastered Project #1 featuring new art by Panosian and Liefeld, with additions by Philip Tan, Ed Piskor, Dan Fragaboom, Merritt Michaels, and Jim Rugg, Tom Scioli, and Carl Allstater. So there we go with that one. Nothing new here, huh? Guess Woody may have gone to sleep. Toys. Well, I guess if there's only one person here, I'm gonna go off camera real quick. I'll be right back. All right. Nice to see the counter back up to 3 there. All right. Let's go ahead and comics artist Bob Wyacek launches GoFundMe for glaucoma relief. Veteran DC and Marvel artist Bob Wyacek launches a GoFundMe page to help him pay medical bills and taxes after being diagnosed with glaucoma. Article by Kelvin Childs 2 hours ago. Excuse me a moment, folks. I gotta go. Chloe's kind of grumbling there, it sounds like, so I'll be right back. Alrighty then. Yeah, okay. Yeah, hi, Chloe. Yeah, Woody. Uh, she's like outside my room there, and like she's making kind of. It was kind of a. It wasn't your normal growl there. It was kind of a weird, kind of like rumbly growl. All right. Veteran comics artist Bob Wyacek launched a GoFundMe page to help him with expenses relating to a diagnosis of glaucoma. Wyacek wrote on a GoFundMe titled Bob Wyacek Glaucoma Relief Fund, quote, I just recently went to the ophthalmologist, was told I have glaucoma and high fluid pressure in my eyes. As far as medication, I am using eye drops and will be receiving therapy regularly. I also am checking with regular doctors to see if I have any issues with my cardiovascular health or diabetes. I will be updating information to you as I receive it. He continued, quote, my vision is inhibiting me from getting regular work, so the money will be used to pay medical bills, current taxes, and back taxes, so I don't lose my house, unquote. Wyacek's career as a professional comics artist includes work for various DC titles, including Batman, Legion of Superheroes, Legends of the Dark Knight, Brave and the Bold, Orion, The Flash, Green Lantern, and Justice League of America. He followed that with a long career in at Marvel Comics, including stints on Man Thing, Uncanny X-Men, Marvel Star Wars adaptation, X Factor, She Hulk, Power Pack, and Iron Man. And he also has worked for Valiant and for Dark Horse. He said he is not currently able to finish commissions because his eyesight is too poor. So much so that his son typed the message for him. Quote, as of now, I can only sign books and do sketch cards, unquote, Wyacek said. He said he would contact any client expecting a commission from him and apologize for being unable to deliver. Since the September launch of the campaign, donations have topped $23,500, far above the $15,000 goal. So at least that should help him out pretty significantly there. Wycheck previously held a GoFundMe page in 2015 after he suffered an injury to his arm that made drawing impossible. Until he recovered, he said at the time that he was a week behind on work. Quote, naturally, it will heal, but that is going to take time, and I'm seriously getting behind in my bills and taxes coming due at the end of the month. Wycheck said in December 2020, former Wildstorm editor Scott Dunbier auctioned off an unpublished Alan Moore script for a Gen 13 annual to benefit Wycheck. Winning bidder Brian K. Vaughan, writer of Ex Machina and Why the Last Man, made scans of the script available via a private link to people who donated to the campaign. There you go there. We're done with the comics related stories. There's two of us now. We're at the 40-minute mark, so it would seem that might be doing pretty good, I guess. Now we're going to get to the anime related stories. There's 7 of those. And we got back just in time before this one disappeared on me. This is the first story of the anime portion of the news here. Eternal central premise parallels a magical girl anime. So this is where I guess the Eternals. I don't know if it's a movie or whatever is being compared to a magical girl anime. So let's see what's going on here. After watching Eternals, it seems likely that one of Chloe Zhao's major anime influences is the magical girl series Puella Magi Magi Madoka Magica. Article by Ruben Barone, published 16 hours ago. Following contains spoilers for. Oh, okay. I didn't actually think this would be one of spoilers. Okay. You guys know. Yeah. All right. Well, you guys know I won't read spoilers. Just I didn't see that though. Didn't really indicate. And I didn't really even think that it was anything where um would have had spoilers in it. All right. So, anyways, we're moving on to the next story then. So, all right. So, Violence Jack needs a proper reboot. Devilman Crybaby was the crazy reboot of Go Nagai's classic manga Devilman. But what of its sequel, Violence Jack? Article by Dallas Marshall, published 15 hours ago. Devilman Crybaby premiered on Netflix on January 5th, 2018, and was met with acclaim as well as a few raised eyebrows due to its graphic portrayals of sex, violence, and drug usage. Based on the classic 1972 manga Devilman, the ultra-violent anime follows the story of Akira Fudo, a sensitive boy who, through demonic mishaps, becomes the titular Devilman. a hero that is part demon and part human. Many fans don't know that the original creator of the Devilman manga, Go Nagai, wrote a manga where the plot is set in an alternate continuity with the Devilman universe, and it's called Violence Jack. Violence Jack is influential to other creators, including the late great manga author Kentaro Miura of Berserk fame. Following the bloody exploits of the titular anti-hero Jack, the setting is a post-apocalyptic version of the Kanto region. The residents barely survive after a cataclysmic comet strike caused by what was dubbed the Great Kanto Hellquake. Whoa. that's, that's damn it. Quote unquote. Jack, a mountain of a man standing at almost 8 feet tall, and described as having the muscles of a gorilla, the fangs of a wolf, and burning eyes, protects the innocent and conquers all who oppose him. So basically, he looks like a monster, but he's actually doing good things for the people. So that's kind of interesting, big burly man going around protecting people. That's pretty cool. Jack will succeed by any means necessary, even if he uses gruesome means to get the job done. The Violence Jack manga was released back in 1973, and as is common in the anime industry, a three-part OVA series was produced in 1986, and unfortunately, it is a slog to get through. Each OVA is filled with unwatchable violent scenes, cannibalism, and other unspeakable. Oh boy! Oh yeah, that would. Oh boy! I mean, they really wanted to play up the violence part of Violence Jack, didn't they? Oh boy, that does sound quite gruesome. Ay ay ay! Cannibalism, and I'm sure everybody knows what cannibalism, right? It's basically when you eat human flesh. Unlike Nagai's manga, which was fierce but ultimately more clever and where the violence is accompanied with the overall message, the Violence Jack OVA is violent for the sake of violence. It relishes in its depravity and has no further goal than to bring about a sense of nausea. Another way of looking at it, maybe it's just simply fan service for those who are into like violence. It could be that. Could be that. So, Chloe's barking again. I gotta go. I'll be right back, guys. Hey, Leto. Hey. Sorry, I went for a nap. Woke up too late. Well, at least you're here now, Leto. And as always, if you can like and share the stream, that would really help things out. Sound late, my friends? Yep. All right. Anyways, I gotta go check on Chloe because she's barking up again. As I asked Loda if you could like and share the stream if you haven't already, that'd be a real help. And I'll be right back. All right, let's see what you guys. Let's see. Hey, Woody, how you been? Um, people are people who eat people are the hungriest people of all. Okay, da 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 da. People who people who eat people are the hungriest people of all. For real, Woody. Pretty well. The first of the transmission they put in my truck didn't work, but the second is in, so I have better wheels again. I sure hope they can fix the thing. All right. Well, anyways, as we continue on with the article here. All right. For fans of the original Violence Jack manga, such an adaptation is a slap in the face to an iconic work. But it does have to be that way, and the success of Devilman Crybaby is proof that. But it doesn't have to be that way. And the success of Devilman Crybaby is proof that Go Nagai's work can be adequately adapted. For Violence Jack to be given the proper treatment, the original crew that worked on Devilman Crybaby could be hired again. There is no doubt that this proverbial adaptation of Violence Jack would have the same sensationalist qualities as Devilman Crybaby, but it would be a more faithful adaptation of the source material and have a bigger budget. It sounds like a good thing. Having a 10 episode series would also allow for more room for character development. This was one of the biggest problems of the Violent Jack OVA. Characters would do things for the sake of doing things, and the delineation between good guy and bad guy was done in a way where nuance is thrown out the window. The manga also handles its violence better than the bloodlusting nature of the OVA series. Yeah, but then again, you might actually have a pocket of people who are into that too. You know, maybe they want gore fan service. You know, gory fan service. In the manga, there is one upsetting scene where a group of women is assaulted, but Nagai handles such tragedy in a way where it is more implied, giving such a giving such a crime a sense of gravitas. OVA, on the other hand, sensationalized it and is produced with a style that makes it seem like it was drawn for sick kicks. Um, Hopefully, if there is a Netflix adaptation of Violence Jack in the future, it will have more taste than that. Now, this guy doesn't sound like he was too thrilled with that Violence Jack OVA. Now, granted, it may be a little gory, but doesn't necessarily mean that. It may just whoever did the OVA just may have had more more I don't know, gore fetishist in mind when he made it. You know. I guess there he is right there. There's Violence Jack right there in the OVA. The original OVA for Violence Jack is not particularly well animated, and to be fair, there were budgetary restraints. A Violence Jack series with modern animation techniques and a large budget would make the series pop. The increase in funding that Netflix would provide would also allow some authentic voice acting talent to be hired, which the original OVA lacked. Considering the vulgar beauty of Devilman Crybaby, it would be interesting to see what that crew would come up with for a visceral series like Violence Jack. Even though Violence Jack is not as famous in the Western world as in Japan, it deserves a second chance. It's a shame that the only exposure that the West has to the classic series is from such a substandard OVA. Who knows? With Netflix picking up some very well crafted animes like Devilman Crybaby, could only be a matter of time before Violence Jack is given a proper revamping. It deserves that much. Well, I mean, that could be his opinion too. Maybe people who may disagree with that opinion, you know. But the way he's describing how the original OVA was done, I would have what I would make the point of it probably was made more for, let's say, the gory fetishist right there. And it would seem we have a sup, bro, daddy. Let's see. So let's see what you guys are saying here before we go into the. Let's see. Pretty amazing cross-examination by Mr. Grocerowitz this morning. I've been I've been seeing you in the chat. Hey, Woody. Okay, so I'm a boomer. There was a Barbara Streisand song called People Who Need People. That was all over the radio for years. Yeah, it's amazing to watch. Sup, bro daddies? Hey, back go. Thank you for dropping in the stream. Always, if you can help out with the like and share, that'd be appreciated. See if we can get some more people in here. Back go. What's up, buddy? It's been forever. Hi, Mr. Goat. Hey. Hey now. Don't dream it's over. Hey now. Till the world comes in. Let it come. Well, with the war between us, know that they won't win. Top-notch prosecution. Hey. All right. Okay, top-notch prosecution. Okay, so if I understand it, Kyle is the defendant here, right? So if it's top-notch prosecution, is that a good thing or not? Coming up on an hour here. All right, well, as I wait for that answer, we'll move on to the next article here. All right, here's the next one we're going to look at. Bleach teases new anime announcements at Jump Festa. Shonen Jump publisher Shueisha says it will reveal new details about the upcoming return of the Bleach anime during its annual Jump Festa event. Article by Michael Lacerna, published 12 hours ago. More details about the new season of the Bleach anime will be announced at this year's Jump Festa. As reported by Mainichi Shimbun, Shueisha, the publisher behind the popular manga magazine Weekly Shonen Jump, has announced that more information about the impending return of the Bleach anime will be revealed at the company's yearly fan festival. Excuse me a moment, folks. I think Chloe's outside barking again. Gotta go take care of her. I'll be right back. Oh. Mike, the prosecutor, is putting on a clinic of how to suck. It's wonderful. Oh, okay. So it means that then you're basically what you're saying is Kyle's winning. While I wait for that answer, I gotta go take care of Chloe. I'll be right back. All right, so Chloe wasn't the one who was apparently barking. We don't count our chickens yet, but it looks good for Kyle. He's a good kid, you know. Yeah, I know. I mean, I think we really did have a lot of I think the fact that the judge even outright said that those who got shot are not to be called victims but criminals. So I think that pretty much. I guess that's your Chloe emoji there, Batgoat. That's a Chloe emoji. Uh, all right, so let's see. Let me see now. All right, so let's see. Has announced that more information about the impending return of the Bleach anime will be revealed at the yearly fan festival Jump Festa. The return of the series was originally announced in March 2020 when it was revealed that a new season of the anime was in production. The new season will adapt the 100-Year Blood War arc from the manga, which was originally published after Bleach's anime adaptation, which ran from 2004 to 2012, ended its broadcast run. Jump Festa will be held December 18th and 19th, both online and as an in-person event in Chiba, Japan. So let's see. Oh, okay, we got some more here. While Shueisha's teaser statement specifically mentions the Bleach anime, fans are also hoping for the announcement of a new continuation of Tide Kubo's manga. A new chapter of the manga, which was written and drawn by Kubo himself, was published last August to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the series' debut. While the chapter was originally promoted as a one-off standalone story, the manga's plot seemed to set up a new conflict for Ichigo and the rest of the Soul Society. Since the anniversary chapter's release, fans have been eagerly anticipating the announcement of a sequel series. Um, let's see. To continue the story, but so far, both Kubo and Shueisha um, have remained quiet on the topic. Um, Bleach debuted in 2001 and was one of the most popular anime and manga feature franchises in the early 2000s. The series is one of the best-selling manga of all time, with over 120 million copies in circulation in the world. In 2004, Studio Pero, the same animation company that also produced the anime adaptation of the year's other big shonen franchise, Naruto, began adapting the manga into a TV anime series. The manga was also turned into a live action movie in 2018 by Warner Brothers Japan, which starred Kamen Rider 4's Shota Fukushi as Ichigo and Boys Over Flowers Hana Sugisaki as Rukia. The series was also adapted into multiple video games by Sonic the Hedgehog and Yakuza publisher Sega. Sega! The original Bleach anime is available for streaming on Netflix, Hulu, and Crunchyroll. The manga is distributed both digitally and in print by Viz Media, which also publishes Tite Kubo's latest work, Burn the Witch, a Bleach spinoff. There we go. Go with that one. Let's see how many. One, two, three. I think we got four left. It looks like. Here. Let's see what you guys are saying here real quick before I get ready to go on. And yes, hi Chloe. All right. I haven't played my Switch since summer started. I got another one yesterday, and I was golfing same hole as in August crazy. I have witnesses that took the video this time. Oh, I got another ace yesterday, and I was golfing. When I was golfing, okay. Because I skipped over. An ace is a hole in one? Yes, it does, Woody. I really should make a BGDG video. A guy emailed me about finding one of my discs. Laugh out loud. I put Bat Goat on YouTube on all my disc. So people go to my channel and may find a disc. I lose 5. That's SMRT. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, a hole in one about 205, 215 feet. Not sure I have opinion of UDisc and the course itself. My measuring tool was about 10 plus 10. Really accurate. I wonder what those are. Oh, golf and disc. Okay. Came over to the YouTube screen to see what those were. Anyways, before I do get into this next article, I'll be right back. I gotta step away from the computer for a moment. Right, I'm back. Let's see what's been going on here, if anything. The best um, animes from Kyoto. Yeah. Best anime titties from Kyoto. Yeah, you could make that argument because, well, Kyoto is known for. They're known for more like shoji, I guess is what they're called, anime, more girl focused animes. More moe animes, more harem animes. So, well, harem is usually one guy surrounded by a bunch of girls. So, but yeah, a lot of girls in Kyoto, a lot of Kyoto stuff. The best anime titles from Kyoto Animation so far. Known for its distinct art style, KyoAni has released over 20 individual anime shows since its formation in the early 80s. Here are 5 of the best. And we see Konami Chidori there, the blue-haired girl from let's see, the blue-haired girl from Full Metal Panic. The girl with the guitar there is from K-On! So let's go ahead. Kyoto Animation, affectionately known as KyoAni, has one of the most distinctive art styles of all currently active anime studios. Their works are always immediately recognizable, and the studio's approach to quality over quantity is reflected in these visuals. Kyoto Animation is also known for its focus on creating a gender balanced workforce, actively encouraging more women to enter the industry, as well as for anime industry workers to be properly paid for their efforts. Since its formation in 1981 and its first anime title as lead producer um, in 2003, in 2003 to today, here are 5 of the best shows KyoAni has released to date. Full Metal Panic Fumofu, 2003. I personally would recommend you guys watch this one if you really want to get a real good laugh and a lot of sensationalist humor. Um, and that big giant teddy bear right there that they call Buntakun, does play a significant part in this series. So here we go. Just sometimes having less in the way of involved plot and more in the way of dumb rom-com hijinks, rom-com standing for romantic comedy, I believe, really does pay off. A primarily comedic affair that frequently crosses the line into outright parody, which is true. Fumofu is actually a sequel to Full Metal Panic, itself a mecha action series with a far more serious tone. Um, based on when I was watching it, yeah, it's a sequel only because it actually came after Full Metal Panic, but I think within the universe, it's actually happening at the same time as the main series itself. So, or roughly. So, this follows Sosuke Sagara, a member of a covert anti-terrorist private military organization, when Sosuke is tasked with protecting a Japanese high school girl named Konami Chidori, who is being targeted by various other organizations for unknown reasons. He moves to Japan and transfers into her high school to watch over her. Where the initial Full Metal Panic has a tendency to take itself extremely seriously, Fumofu does itself a huge favor by ditching this approach entirely and instead choosing to focus on a collection of endearingly silly side stories, which often features cheerfully body humor and good natured ribbing of its own plot and characters as the very first offering from Kyoto Animation as lead producer nearly 2 decades ago. Fumofu showed exactly what the studio was capable of bringing to the table. Yes, I can. For me personally, I find this probably to be, if not the funniest, and at least one of the funniest animes of all time because of the it's over the top humor. Here we go with the inclusion. The Yeah, well, I don't think Kyoto is quite as not there as quite as bad with it as they don't go to the extreme. It's not they're not saying they're saying that, oh, let's just hire women. They're saying they want to hire more women. They want a more, as they call it, gender balanced back. I don't think in reading that in this. I mean, I know because we're so used to reading that kind of thing, it seems that way. But I think in their case, they're talking more about gender balance. In other words, not a case of hire just all women and eliminate all men. It's more they want more of an they truly want more of an equal number of men and women, involved, employed. So that's what it is. Aeon, 2009 to 2010. Particularly in the early to mid 2000s, anime featuring casts of adorable, doe-eyed young girls became runaway hits as moe titles gained in popularity and raised the concept of cute to a whole new level, which is true. While the core concept of cute girls doing cute things was already well established by the likes of Lucky Star and Azumanga Daioh, K-On! Effortlessly fitted into the same niche, but elevated the subgenre with its highly polished presentation. The series follows four high school girls who join the light music club of their private all girls school in order to save the club from being disbanded. While newcomer Yui Hirasawa has absolutely no experience playing any musical instrument, she eventually becomes a superb guitar player, although the anime is just as much about the girls' day to day lives, both in and out of school, as it is about music. Undeniably cute despite its largely inconsequential story, K-On! Certainly doesn't lack charm, and its gentle humor makes the heavily slice of life material a very easy watch. Yeah, this is another adorable series. You know, another good series. You know, to watch. Um, if you don't want like a whole lot of drama, if you just want as I said here, if you just want to see cute girls doing cute things, you know. It'd be imagine if you had a granddaughter or something like that, and she came to you and go, "Grandpa, Grandpa, I'm starting a band. I'm in the light music club. We're starting a band." Really, really, honey? Yeah. Dioka, 2012. Easily one of Kyoto Animation's most complexly character-driven shows to date. Hioka is, on its surface, a relatively low-stakes mystery title, centering on a high school student named Student Hotaru. Okay, that was a little bit of a double take there. Hotaro Oreki and his fellow members of the school's classic literature club, including a perpetually curious girl named Eru Chitanda, and the group solve various school and small town mysteries, largely for their own amusement. If that sounds somewhat dull, it's important to keep in mind that it's the surprisingly emotionally mature cast that lends Hioka such gravitas. The characters may seem one note at first glance, but still waters run deep. And the genuinely smart writing means there's a lot going on beneath the surface, complemented by the sometimes exquisite art style and often cleverly subtle camera work. To say nothing of its excellent soundtrack, Hioka manages to do it all, and in a way that makes the series fairly rewatchable on top of it, as the smaller details can be easily missed the first time around. Free Iwatobi Swim Club. Interestingly, Free was never originally intended to be a full TV series. It was only after a 30-second promo ad went viral that a petition was created to entice KyoAni into creating a fully fledged title. The story is centered around a small swimming club and its male members, most of whom have already swum competitively in their childhood, now aim to qualify for and rank in high school tournaments. Good story there. Classic sports story there. The series received a lot of attention upon its release, some a bit unwelcome, as certain anime viewers felt that Kyoto Animation should continue to cater to its large male fan base, whereas Free commanded enormous attention from a newly formed female-driven fan following. Basically, it's kind of like a reverse moe or reverse harem style anime in which instead of having a bunch of girls to look at, you're basically doing it with a bunch of guys. You know, if you want to call it a reverse moe or reverse harem situation here. Let's see. Regardless, the show is surprisingly well written at times, and while some have criticized it for relying heavily on its man service to drive the story, its characters, man service, I believe, is somewhat of a portmanteau, like male fan service, basically. You know, because this is a swimming team, and the guys are, you know, practically naked and all that. So of course it's a fan service for the ladies, basically, is what they're getting at there. To drive the story, its characters have more depth, pun intended, than viewers might first guess. As a sports anime, the visuals are also focused on portraying the characters in action, at which the series does an excellent job thanks to its crisp, vivid artwork and smoothly detailed animation. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. We'll just hire all women and fire all men until we're equal, and then it'll be real fair about it. Promise. Okay, good to know, Mike. About what he gets it. Yeah. Well, again, Batgoat. I don't think their Flash has even talked about this. They're not like that. They're not like the SJW influence is not as strong over in Japan as it is here in the States. Okay, so you know, whereas in Japan they do believe in equal opportunities for both men and women. They're not going to just start hiring all women and fire all men and all that just because, because you got a bunch of twidiots telling them to. Okay? Whereas here in the States, it's exactly what they do. So, the same way the judges are giving custody to men solidly until equal. That one guy got 10 million in the lawsuit against a hospital for firing him because he's white. We all can we call it a reverse cowgirl? uh, let's see. Gage tried for his 10 million. Come on, Mike. At least pan down the picture of the girl before you pause to read chat. I get that. Yeah, Violet Evergarden is one I read that I actually watched more recently. Yeah, that one was a pretty interesting one too. Kind of it's kind of a period piece, but it's kind of also like alternate universe period piece based around around like you could argue that it was set in a time following, let's say, World War II, but in an alternate universe. Undoubtedly one of Kyoto Animation's most popular anime to date, Violet Evergarden. Well, yeah, before I even read that, because I know Woody really wanted to see this. There you go, Woody. All right. So continue with the article here. Undoubtedly one of Kyoto Animation's most popular anime to date. Violet Evergarden is a step outside the studio's box of well crafted but not necessarily innovative shows about high school students and school clubs. In the wake of a bloody 4-year war on the fictional continent of Telesis, the titular character, a young and um, seemingly emotionless girl raised solely as a weapon, finds herself without a commander or family. After recovering from her wounds, she finds employment as an auto memory doll, ghostwriting letters at an agency that serves clients who either cannot write or need help expressing themselves. Tonally, the series frequently delves into topics that are rather painful, as Violet, um, along with many other characters, come to terms with their post war trauma and psychological battle scars, which don't heal as easily as physical ones. The often pleasant slice of life vignettes mask more serious themes, and can be incredibly emotionally impactful at times. Um, while not exactly subtle, with one of the main criticisms of the show being that Violent's robotic personality is exaggerated to the point of being unintentionally comical. Violet Evergarden is no less heartfelt for that, and also makes an also makes for an undisputedly stunning looking title. Basically, to get kind of an even better idea of if you do decide to watch Violet Evergarden, to kind of give you maybe a little more food for thought when watching it. If you've ever watched Star Trek: The Next Generation and you've watched Data's growth over the series, okay, it's kind of similar here. You got similar elements here in Violet Evergarden, just as happening with a female, and she's not actually an android. She just acts like an android because of the fact she was bred for war and now trying to settle into a peaceful life. So, so that's basically what's going on there for you guys to help you guys understand that a bit. So, anyways, we got through that story then. So, all right, so here's the next story we're gonna go over here. Let me see now. See where we're at on time here. Oh man, we're already at an hour 34. All right, so I'd better start hurrying along here a little bit then. I think we've only got three more stories to go through, and they should go pretty fast if I like start blasting through them here. Fairy Tale creator offers 10 million yen prize to indie game developers. Creator Hiro Mashima wants a new Fairy Tale video game so much that he's willing to pay 10 million yen of his own money to finance its development. Article by Michael Lacerna, published 12 hours ago. Here we go. Here's a copy of the manga. Just look at some of the facial expressions there, people. That's some cute stuff right there. uh, the creator of Fairy Tale wants a game based on his manga series, and he's willing to pay to make it happen. Per Crunchyroll, manga creator Hiro Mashima is offering 10 million yen, about 90,000 US dollars, to the development to the indie developer who can create the best pitch for a Fairy Tale video game. Publisher Kodansha Game Creators Lab has added another 5 million yen, approximately $45,000 US dollars, to the prize pool as well, and has promised to support the winner of the contest in developing the game. Mashima is an outspoken Monster Hunter addict and hardcore gamer, and has stated that he doesn't care what type of game people come up with. He just wants it to be good. In double quotes here: RPGs, action games, platformers, simulation, visual novels, FPs, puzzles, cards, whatever. Metro Divania and sandbox games can look interesting too. Zombie games are fine as well. Unquote. Mashima said, adding, quote, "It doesn't even matter how small the game is. The only conditions for the project are that it must be able to be developed within a year. Should target iOS and Android as its primary platform, and developers must agree to hand the rights to the game over to Kodansha, who will eventually publish the title. Kodansha has opened the website to the competition so that indie developers can submit their pitches directly." So that's gonna be interesting for some interesting negotiation if they do go forward with that. Fairy Tale was first published in 2006 and tells the story of Natsu Dragniel, a young wizard who was trained in the art of dragon slaying by his adoptive father, Igniel, who is a dragon himself. After Igniel disappears without warning one day, Natsu decides to travel the world to look for him. The manga ran for 63 volumes, included its serialization in 2017. The series is Mashima's biggest hit to date, with over 70 million copies in circulation worldwide. The manga was originally adapted to anime by A1 Pictures and Studio Satellite, which is also known for its work on Macross Frontier and Sakugan. The first anime series ran from 2009 to 2013 and was followed up with a second series, which was produced by Shaman King Studio Bridge in 2014. The third and most recent run of the series, which aired from 2018 to 2019, once again changed animation studios, this time shifting production to Cloverworks, the company that produced the anime adaptation of The Promised Neverland and the original series Wonder Egg Priority. In addition to Fairy Tale, Mashima He's also known for creating the Rave Master series. You can rave about it. You can rave about it. You stand up and be so sure about it. Mashima is currently working on the popular Eden Zero sci-fi manga, which began publication in 2018 and premiered the first season of its anime adaptation earlier this year. The fairy tale anime can be streamed from Hulu, Funimation, and Crunchyroll. And manga is available in English on Kodansha USA. And for those of you who don't know, the English voice of Natsu was Todd Habercorn. So, a little interesting trivia piece for you guys there. Right, here's the next story we'll go into here. See the time. An hour 40. All right, it looks like everybody's disappeared on me again. Only got one person watching, apparently. Guys, here, check in. Sound off. 1, 2, sound off. 3, 4. Guess you guys might be lurking or napping or whatever. Anyways, okay. Bungo Stray Dogs anime to return for 4th season. Gumshoes of the Armed Detective Agency will return for more supernatural crime fighting in the newly announced 4th season of Bungo Stray Dogs. Article by Michael Cerna, published 7 hours ago. A 4th season of Bungo Stray Dogs is now in production. The series' official Twitter account announced the return of the popular supernatural detective anime series. While no release date has been announced yet, Crunchyroll confirmed that it will stream the series when it premieres. The new season will once again be directed by Takuya Igarashi, who directed the previous 3 seasons of the series, as well as episodes of Ouran High School Host Club and Soul Eater. Writer Yoji Inokido will also return for the show's 4th season. Inokido is also known for their work on the classic 1990s anime series such as Neon Genesis Evangelion and Revolutionary Girl Utena. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood's Nobihiro Arai will reprise his role as the series' character designer. The season will once again be animated by Studio Bones, the animation studio that has produced many successful anime adaptations of manga, most notably My Hero Academia and Mob Psycho 100. Here we go. Here. Bungo Stray Dogs tells the story of Atsushi Nakajima, a teenage boy who possesses the ability to transform into a were-tiger. After Atsushi gets kicked out of his orphanage by his abusive caretakers, he is taken in by Osamu Denzai, a suicidal detective. The detective teaches the young boy to control his powers and eventually hires him into the Armed Detective Agency, a group of gumshoes who utilize a variety of superhuman powers to solve mysteries and fight crimes within the Yokohama area. Sounds like an interesting series there. The series characters are named after famous authors from throughout history, such as F. Scott Fitzgerald and Mark Twain. The series was originally created by writer Kafka Asagiri and artist Sango Harukawa in 2012. The manga is serialized within Kadokawa's Young Ace magazine and has sold more than 6 million copies since it first began publication. The anime adaptation premiered in 2016 and has continued with 3 12-episode seasons, the last of which was broadcast in 2019. And a movie, Bungo Stray Dogs Dead Apple, was released in 2018 to generally positive reviews. The series has inspired multiple spin-offs, including the Bungo Stray Dogs 1 anime series, which aired in early 2021, and the upcoming live-action movie, Bungo Stray Dogs the Movie Beast, which will open in Japan in January 2022. Actor Shohei Hashimoto, who portrayed the character of Ryunosuke in the stage adaptation of the series, will reprise the role in the live-action movie. The previous 3 seasons of Bungo Stray Dogs are available for streaming on Crunchyroll. The manga and light novels based on the series are also available in English on Yen Press. There we go with that one. And this is going to be the last of the second to the last main. Let's see where we're at on time here. We're at an hour 46. So yeah, this will probably be the last main one. I did have one more to go through, but I can push that back to tomorrow. See what you guys are saying here. I'm here. I'm looking for games on the Switch, on the eStore. Wow, the one tower defense game is 19 cents. Think I'll have a chance. Hard to go wrong at 19 cents. The tax was a penny, bringing it up to 20 cents. Unnoticeable. I had to. Let me see. Tax was a penny, bring it up to 20 cents. Unacceptable. I had to redeem a gold point to bring it back down to 19. All right. Anyways. All right, I guess one more thing came along here. Yeah, I'm a half raised like you, mama raised frugal boy. Okay. Anyways, let's get into this now. Revolutionary Girl Utena. How to get started with the anime and manga. Revolutionary Girl Utena is a fantastic and subversive shoujo series, but entering its admittingly baffling world can be daunting. Article by Dallas Marshall, published 7 hours ago. Although not as popular as other shoujo series such as Sailor Moon, Revolutionary Girl Utena has had a dedicated fan base ever since its 39-episode series released back in 1997. Rightfully so, as Revolutionary Girl Utena turns the entire shoujo genre on its head by using clever visual themes, surrealism, and allegory to tell its story. So for fans wanting to enter Otori Academy, this can be a daunting task. Here's a little guide to make the transition into a new series easier. The plot of Revolutionary Girl Utena. The prologue explains that Utena Tenjo is an orphan, and while grieving her parents' death, she is approached by a handsome prince who comforts her during her time of need. After drying her tears, he bestows upon her the special gift of a ring with a rose sigil on it and promises that the two them will meet again someday. Udina, impressed by his strength and act of kindness, makes a vow that she will become a prince too, prince herself, so that she can be heroic like him. And then goes on a search to find him once more. Now, granted, this has a lot of themes that are getting talked a lot about today, like gender roles and lesbianism and a lot of that. Okay. This is more over the top in terms of from the private. This didn't have anything like with government trying to sanction it or anything like that. This is more um like a private institution and all that. So bear that in mind. Her quest leads her to a Tory Academy where the student council members all have rings just like hers, and compete in dueling competitions for the hand of a mysterious girl known as the Rose Bride. And yes, Utena is one of two girls who's also competing for the hand of that Rose Bride. So let's see what you guys might be saying on that. Laugh out loud, nice. Okay. Where to read the Revolutionary Girl Utena manga? The pink-haired girl is Utena. The girl behind her, the dark-skinned girl behind her, is the Rose Bride Anthe. Just so you guys know. The manga, which the anime series is based upon, was created by Chiho Sato and B Papas and ran and B Papas and ran from 1996 to 1998 for 5 volumes. There was also a sequel manga, The Adolescence of Utena, released in 1999. A third sequel, Revolutionary Girl After the Revolution, is the latest iteration of the Utena saga and was released in 2017. Due to the surging popularity of Revolutionary Girl Utena, the first two series of the manga were re-released and can be purchased from RightStuffInternational.com in a special collector's box set for $38. As for the final installment of the manga series After the Revolution, it can be purchased and read immediately using Amazon Kindle for $7.99. Where to watch Revolutionary Girl Utena and the Adolescence of Utena. The 1999 movie, The Adolescence of Utena, is also available for streaming on Funimation.com. The televised anime adaptation of Revolutionary Girl Utena, directed by Kunihiko Ikuhara, can be bought in its entirety from Right Stuff. But if viewers want to save money, all 39 episodes are streaming on Funimation.com for anyone who is subscribed. It is also worth noting that watching the series is not a prerequisite to enjoying the movie. Since The Adolescence of Utena is a retelling, still it is recommended to avoid too much confusion. The story of Revolutionary Girl Utena does not stop there. There are numerous stage plays and even a Sega Saturn visual novel that was released in 1998. Unfortunately, unless the viewer lives in Japan or speaks fluent Japanese, these have not been released to a Western audience. But who knows? Maybe considering the growing popularity of this series, it will only be a matter of time before fans can get their hands on more Utena media. For the new viewers, though, it's time to join the revolution. So anyway, so that's pretty much think because once again we're starting out the week coming up on 2 hours here. So that's pretty good. And it's now saying that nobody is watching. I'm hoping that's not the case. Hoping people are still here. Anyways, with of course it now getting close to the 2 hour mark. Are you guys ready for this day in each history? Nietzsche history. Okay. All right, guys. So here we go then. Today being Monday, August the 8th, let's take a look back at this day in Nietzsche history. All right, so the first thing we're going to look at here, we're going to head back 21 years ago today, as on this date in 2000, the 260th issue of Cerebus from Aardvark-Vanaheim went on sale on this date in 2000, 21 years ago. It was $2.25, 24 pages. The title of the story was Going Home 29. The main story was 20 pages there. Written and drawn by Dave Sim. So on this date, 21 years ago today, the 260th issue of Cerebus went on sale today. Also, now we're going to move ahead here to 5 years ago today, 2016. All right. Okay, so on this date, 5 years ago today, English professional wrestler John Kowalski, who was well known in England, he was on their World of Sport program that featured, they had their World of Sport program over in England was the equivalent of our wide world of sports here in the States. One of the few differences, though, that is that they on their world of sport as opposed to on our wide on they would actually um, broadcast professional wrestling on their World of Sport program. And this guy was of course, one of the many talents that would wrestle on the show. So on this date, 5 years ago today, John Kowalski, who is an English professional wrestler, passed away. Don't know his age. Don't know. Not really much information more than that is available. But as I said again, he was a star on their World of Sport program on their pro wrestling segment of the program. Their World of Sport on ITV is basically very similar to our wide world of sports here in the States. It's just the only difference is they actually would broadcast professional wrestling matches on their show as opposed to here in the States where Nietzsche good. Okay. Um, anyway, so moving on to the last piece of Nietzsche history for tonight. This is another one of those nights where 2016 is just so nice that we got to hit it twice. As also on this date in 2016, the Nickelodeon animated series Rusty Rivets premiered on this date on Nickelodeon in 2016. Ran for 3 seasons there. Let's see. Rusty Rivets is a Canadian 3D CGI animated television series produced by Arc Productions and Spin Master Entertainment for Treehouse TV and Nickelodeon. So it would make its debut on Nickelodeon on this date in 2016. So, um, so there you go. So that's it for Nietzsche, guys. Thank you all for being here tonight. Some of you got in a little late. That's cool though. But thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for the likes and shares. Hopefully we can get some more people in here soon. And I will talk to you. Oh wait, yeah. Let me make some other final announcements. Don't forget, of course, this Friday we will be doing our historical comic retrospect, finishing up July of 1938, in which we'll be learning a little bit about Fiction House, how it got started, and looking at, of course, Jumbo Comics #1. I know Batgoat will join me, so I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.